Hello everybody and welcome to SFF180 and Night 8 of Halloweek 2016. We are getting close to the end, guys. So, on tonight's episode, a survival reality TV show becomes a struggle to survive for real in The Last One, the debut novel by Alexandra, Oliva. And that's the book I'm reviewing tonight. Hello everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thomas, your illustrious host, as always. Okay. The late great science fiction writer Damon Knight is credited with coming up with the term idiot plot. Okay? This term refers to a plot that is so contrived and unbelievable that the only way the writer can possibly make it work is to have all of their characters behave like complete idiots. And to be honest, the horror genre has long embraced the idiot plot with all of the dorky eagerness of me encountering a dog. I like to hug dogs. After all, the whole movie Scream was just one big meta send-up of every idiot plot horror trope in the book, right? Because in reality, what would you do if you discovered that the charming house that you had just moved into was haunted, whether the ghosts are Japanese or not? If you answered, "Move the hell out of the house," congratulations, you are too much of a non-idiot to be the protagonist of the average horror story. The Last One is a novel whose debut author, Alexandra Oliva, attempts a fresh approach to the post-apocalyptic survival genre. And for quite a lot of the book, it is a clever and very smart approach. But the novel soon succumbs to an idiot plot of its very own, one which none of Oliva's better ideas are able to withstand. So, there is a brand new wilderness survival reality TV show going into production, one which promises to be the most challenging and high risk of any such show ever broadcast, with a $1 million jackpot for the winner. However, while taping of the first season is underway, the world, the outside world, indeed it would seem to be the entire outside world, is struck by one of those horror story, Captain Trips, extinction event, apocalyptic plagues that wipes out nearly everyone. Ultimately, we end up following the last contestant of this show as she attempts to navigate this changed land. The story follows two interwoven plot threads, one of them detailing the early days of the show's taping, when all of the contestants are in play, taking on their very first wilderness challenges, some of which require teamwork and some of which are meant to be undertaken solo. This part is really good. Oliva, with keen insight into how all of this works, details how the production assigns the contestants labels instead of names, manipulates outcomes and conflicts, and constructs a narrative in the editing room which may or may not have anything to do with any of the contestants' actual personalities or goals or interactions with one another. It's all decided in advance during production meetings. Which of the contestants will be cast as ruthless villains, which ones will be the sympathetic underdogs, which ones get to be the butt of all the cruel jokes. Now I can tell you that this is all very true to life, because back in the 2000s, when I made my living doing a lot of crew work on film and TV sets, I worked on several reality shows, including The Bachelor and some of those really pathetically stupid MTV prank shows. I also have a friend in Santa Monica who was a contestant on a show called High School Reunion, so I can assure you there is very little reality to reality TV. A great deal of it is staged, and the producers leave only just so much room open for random occurrences, because there is always a planned narrative behind the supposedly completely candid proceedings. So all the behind-the-scenes, inside baseball stuff that Alexandra Oliva details about these kinds of TV productions is on point. The occasional insertion into the book of excerpts from a subreddit where viewers of the TV show were offering their comments and behaving very much like Redditors just adds to the sense of verisimilitude. But it's in the other story thread that the problem lies. Now, this one takes place after this mystery plague has cut its swath of destruction, and we follow a single contestant, a young woman whom we know only by her label, Zoo, as she makes her way alone through this oddly deserted landscape. Now, Zoo has, by this time, clearly been away from civilization for a while, and yet, strangely, she has convinced herself that the contest, the show, is still in production, and that there is just a perfectly good reason why she never sees any camera crew around anymore, or that the dead bodies, dead human bodies that she is constantly stumbling upon are simply elaborate props put there by the production, and that everything is all part of the game. Now, if any of this had been portrayed as the onset of some kind of post-traumatic madness, then the book could have been really intriguing. In fact, I'm fascinated by the premise of a post-apocalyptic survival story where the survivor has gone mad, where the delusions that they have constructed for themselves actually help them to survive. It boosts their survival instinct. That would be an awesome concept for an apocalyptic story. But madness would require Zhu to have some knowledge of what has transpired in the outside world, making the delusion a psychological coping mechanism that ends up just taking her over. But this, in fact, is not what is going on in this novel. Zhu does not, in fact, have any awareness that the world outside has been laid waste by a great pestilence, making her refusal to see anything that she encounters as being anything other than just part of the game, part of the challenge that the producers have set for her, not any kind of madness. No, she's just being an idiot, wandering through an idiot plot. And all of this is kind of insulting because, you know, in that other earlier timeline plot thread, you know, the good one, right? Zhu clearly isn't an idiot. I mean, she's gotten her label because of her professional work with animals, and she consistently scores very highly in many of the early challenges because she is a smart, quick learner. Now, granted, she's not as on the ball as Tracker, a man whose survival skills are so professional it's almost like he was trained in the Navy SEALs, but she knows what she's doing. I mean, she can skin a rabbit, kind of. She knows how to filter water using just implements that she has on hand. So none of this explains why Zhu eventually morphs into somebody so disconnected from reality that she insists upon believing that a rabid coyote she fights off and kills was actually an animatronic robot, or that a starving and distraught teenage boy that she randomly encounters is actually an actor hired by the production with a concealed camera in his watch. At one point, she peers through the window of a lonely house and sees the cat chewing the flesh off the hand of its dead owner. And she still thinks it's fake. Again, it's not that she's crazy. It's that she's just super hyper-focused on winning this contest. But why? I mean, she's constantly in anguish about missing her life, missing hot meals and hot showers, missing her loving husband, with whom she's planning to start a family as soon as the show taping is over and she goes back home. But no matter how much she misses all of that and him, nope, she's not going to quit. No way. I'm just not going to give them the satisfaction. I'm not going to say the safe word. I'm not going to bow out. I'm going to see it through to the end. I mean, come on, really? For a TV show? Seriously? I mean, are you really going to tell me that there is no amount of hardship and deprivation that she can encounter? Whether it's animal attacks, or dead bodies, or total isolation, or no food, that isn't going to make her think, yeah, you know, being back at home with my husband and a bowl of popcorn and blankets and all, yeah, that really would be the better choice. What, she's just never going to think that? No, I don't buy it. Because there is only one reason Alexandra Oliva has made Zhu such an idiot about all of this. Because it is the only way she can make the book work. Zhu has to become an idiot to fill the needs of an idiot plot. That's all. And despite all the knowledge that Oliva displays, you know, regarding the inner workings of reality TV contests, she forgets to employ the most important one in her own story, which is that regardless of which of the contestants you really want to enjoy seeing fail, the only way you can get the bulk of your audience to stick around for the season finale is to give them somebody to root for, somebody that they want to see win, somebody that they are connecting with personally. And by the time Oliva finally allows reality to crack through the shell of Zhu's plot-imposed idiocy, well, it's a little too late to salvage this show's ratings. And that, I'm afraid, is all I have time for on this episode of SFF180. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow night, midnight Central Time, for the next installment of Halloweek 2016. Remember, the most important thing, these are reviews, you're not always going to agree with me, but if you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button, share the video, and above all, please subscribe. If you have not done so, that is what helps SFF180 to grow as a channel. And until I see all of you awesome people next time, happy reading.